My name is Bennie Kendrick, and I'm known for barbecue. Being born in Santa Maria, California, like the barbecue national city for California, I was born into barbecue, so barbecued my whole life. And up to about 12 years ago, kind of started seeing the social media thing. Curbing some depression is kind of what I needed at the time, and so I started I used a Santa Maria grill my whole life, and then I got on a pellet grill, which is a Traeger. Kind of been using that the past, I'd say 12 years. Started posting on social media about 10 years ago, and I took this very simple barbecue craft that I have of just throwing meat on the grill, and then I'm not a chef, but just trying to say that's when I started really prepping food, and been on social media for years getting food content for Traeger, which obviously led me to getting a Messermeister knife about 8 years ago, not even knowing anything about knives, and then it just all kind of worked its way into my barbecue, we'll call it career. First and foremost, my family motivates me every day. On top of that, I have this amazing community, whether it's you got the Traeger hood, but then you've just got the full barbecue, and in a sense, the whole foodie community. This doesn't have to be barbecue. Being on social media it was never my intention, and if you really get traction and there's a lot of eyes on you, especially if you have something go viral, people are wanting to watch you. And so just as an average person like myself, just a backyard chef or backyard barbecue guy, you're able to attract, whether it's one of the biggest celebrities on the planet or a fireman, or I've gotten messages overseas from like soldiers on the front line saying they can watch my video and listen to my voice and have a better day. So I love the story of discovering Messermeister 8 years ago. I was fishing with a buddy in the San Francisco Bay, whole salmon fishing, and I got one. I can't remember what the weight was, but it was a good size. And at this time, I wasn't really familiar with knives. And so I had this whole fish. I know I don't have a knife at home that's gonna break down this salmon. And so I ended up at, in Modesto, California, I think it's Kelly's specialty knife store. I don't mind doing something different, like kind of veering off of what everybody else is doing and trying something new. So I seen a brand I recognize, I'm like, I know everybody's got those. Then I saw that, and the guy behind the counter was awesome. He's like telling me German, kind of telling me the story of the family. I think it was an 8-inch, the fillet knife, like with the really thin blade, $20 knife. To think that a $20 knife got me sitting here right now, having my, the relationship I have with Messermeisters, and saying, I'm sitting here, at Messermeister HQ years later, having knives on the market. Very first thing that stuck out with Messermeister was affordability. The one thing I've respected about Messermeister all the years, it's just this knife that anybody can use, and it doesn't have to be like this crazy looking knife just to grab views on social media. And the family. And so to be able to meet, the girls that run the company and like hearing their story, and to be sitting here about 8 years later when I bought that knife and have this relationship the whole time, like that means the world to me. They mean the world to me. So we got the 3 knives. The first one is an 8-inch barbecue knife. It's a chef's knife with kind of a cleaver feel, and 7-inch fillet knife. Whether I'm trimming a brisket or breaking down a fish or doing anything, that knife pretty much do anything. Something that I've gotten knocked for on social media is using a serrated knife to cut a brisket. I started using a bread knife, serrated knife, and kind of getting so much heat for it. Now we have this 10-inch brisket slicer coming to the market that has a massive demand already. You're getting precision slices no matter how thick it is and how thin it is because of that serration on it. So pretty proud of all 3 of them. I feel like buying all 3 of these knives will pretty much get any job done. When you've got a chef's knife with a little bit extra weight to it, whether you're chopping vegetables or, you can trim with it. It does a lot of that, but then you get into the fillet knife that can even take a place of a bony knife, and you're cutting around bones, you're scoring stuff. You got the fillet knife that can pretty much do anything, and then you've got a 10-inch. Although it says brisket slicer, doesn't mean it's, that's what we wanted to name it, and it's an awesome brisket slicer. But when you've got that serrated knife, that serration will get through bread, fish, cleanly, and anything in between. So I just feel like all 3 of these knives done, they'll all get it done for you. The uniqueness about the knives that I have, because of the way I look, even as a kid, I like wearing black clothes, black shoes, and it's just like, and to be able to put that black blade on the market, it just pops. As far as like care, these knives can just simply soap and water, and I hand dry them with the towel and put them aside and put them right back in my knife roll. Yeah, really excited about these 2 new knives coming out. Being able to come out with the first one, I think we're going on almost 2 years. And to think what it's done, not only in the States and overseas, it's been an awesome feeling to think 1 knife led to 2 more because of the demand of like the community, I can say globally. That's a pretty good feeling.